This is She Creates Business, a podcast for wedding pros. Your host, Kinsey Roberts, interviews incredible women in the wedding industry who are making their mark and creating success on their terms. Join the conversation.
Hey there, welcome to episode 179 of She Creates Business, a podcast for wedding pros. I am your host, as always, Kinsey Roberts. Thank you for joining me today. How are you? How are you? How do you feel? As I publish this episode, it is the very last day of 2020. It is December 31st, 2020, which has arguably been the hardest year this industry, the wedding industry that you and I work in, has ever had. And I don't want to generalize. So if you've had harder years, please don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not trying to generalize and say that, suffering is the same for everyone. I know it's different. So please don't hear what I'm not saying. But it's been a hard year. And I don't know about you, but I'm very happy to be closing the door on this year. I know that we will have and do have residual effects of 2020 that are going to happen to us in 2021. We all have rescheduled couples. We have really busy calendars next year because of new bookings and because of rescheduled couples. We have some rescheduled couples who are going to get wedding fatigue and they're going to want to cancel anyway. I promise you that. It's already happened to us at my wedding venue. So we are not out of the woods, we're certainly not out of the woods with COVID. So again, please understand that, I know what's happening in the world. I can't cover everything on the podcast, but we're not out of the woods, but I feel really hopeful about 2021. I'm not as quick on my goals this year. Usually by the last day of the year, I always have my goals. I'm ready to go, super excited. And I am super excited. I'm hopeful for the new year. I already have my Christmas stuff taken down. Like I am ready, but I haven't done my goals yet because I kind of wanted to do those with you. So I'm going to do those the first week of 2021 instead of the end of this year. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just want to wish you a really happy new year. I want to wish you peace and joy and love and success in your business. And just thank you for coming along the ride with me in 2020. Not too many podcast episodes this year. It was a crazy year. We all know that. But 2021 is looking beautiful and bright, and I'm really excited about it. So let's talk about today's episode. I teased a little bit of this on Instagram. And I wanted to talk about blogging and why blogging is not dead and it never will be, in my opinion. And for the ease of conversation, I am going to say the word blogging in this episode, but I want you to know that when I say the word blogging, I mean any long form content you create. So what I do not mean is social media. I don't mean social media or Pinterest, but I'm going to talk about Pinterest as it relates to blogging. But I do mean long form content. So it could be a blog that you write with your fingertips on your blog, on your website. Could be that. It could be a 30-minute YouTube video that you create every week. It could be a 30-minute podcast episode that you create every week. Whatever it is, wherever you're creating long-form content that has a written component that the search engines can scrape. That's what I mean when I say blogging in this episode. Now, my specific example is blogging on a blog, on a website, using your hands. So I am excited to share this with you. This story, this example is so simple, but it is so significant. And I wrote it down instantly on the notes app on my phone because I knew I wanted to share it on the podcast. Here's why. When I work with clients, when I help clients create their marketing plan in the wedding industry, when I create the marketing plan for my own business, it always involves some kind of long form content. It has to. Listen, you guys, if you want to get found by search engines, if you want to have great SEO, if you want to have some longevity in your business, I cannot think of a better way to do it than some kind of long form content. This podcast is an example. You guys, I started this podcast 4 years ago, and what it has brought, having all of this back-end content is just, it's insane. I can't even quantify. But when I talk about long form content with my clients, the thing that really comes up the most is that it is such a damn grind, and that we don't see the main thing, and the main reason my clients don't want to do it is because they don't see instant results. You know what I mean? There's not that instant gratification. There's not that instant hit of endorphin when people like your post or comment on your post or, reshare your story. And they don't see that when it comes to long form content. Therefore, nobody wants to do it. And I really, if you would do anything for me in 2021, it would be that you stop thinking that way about your marketing plan. Guys, you have got to get into the long term of your business. Listen, if you are not going to be in business in the next 2 years, then I don't give a shit what you do. And you don't have to give a crap either. I'm sorry, pardon my language. Hopefully there's no kids listening today. I'm kind of serious about this. But if you are thinking of expansion, if you are thinking long term, if you are thinking you want to be around in the next 5 to 10 years, maybe not in the exact way you're doing it today, because I can already tell you in the next 5 years, I will not be the same person at Vista View events that I am today. And certainly not in the next 10 years. I have my 5-year goals. I have my 10-year goals for Vista View events. I'm not going to be chilling there as the face of the business. And maybe you're not either, but you guys, long form content is what's going to help us change the trajectory or move towards the goals that we want. And it is such a gold mine of long-term thinking and long-term planning in your business. And it's the thing that does not produce results today or tomorrow or next week or even 3 months from now, but it is the thing that's going to feed your business in the long term, way longer than social media is, way longer. And I will go toe to toe with anybody who doesn't think that. Let me share the story with you. So I'm sorry, let me wrap up that point. My clients, and I'm sure you've thought this too, they don't get instant gratification from it. So it's always on the bottom of their marketing list. And I always bring it to the top because it's the thing that you can create that's going to keep on giving. And that's what happened to me in this story. You're going to see how simple this story is, but how significant it is and how significant it will be for this company because I'm their number one fan now. And that is the power of content marketing. So they have no idea that I'm going to share this story, obviously. They have no idea who I am. They don't know what's going to happen, but I am going to hugely benefit their business. And here's why. Okay, here's what happened to me. So I am on the email list for a real estate company. Why I'm on that email list is neither here nor there, but if, curiosity's got the cat, you can DM me on Instagram and ask me why I am on the email list for a real estate training company. And over the holidays, I was at my parents' house minding my own business, and I got an email. Ding, ding, ding. Hopefully someone's writing that down. I got an email from this company that shared multiple blog posts that they had recently written. Ding, ding, ding. There's another hint. So they are wrapping up their blog posts. They are sending me an email and they are sharing that content they already wrote. They don't have to send an email. They can just assume I found that blog post. I didn't. So they sent an email. Baller, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that email list. And one of the blog posts they had recently written was about a family in a town called Greeley, Colorado. They're called the Greeley Griswolds. You can actually find it at greeleygriswolds.com. It's super fun. I've lived here all my life, you guys, and I used to live really close to Greeley. I was super close there because my parents live in northern Colorado still, but I live like 3.5 hours away now, but I was at my parents' house at this time. Literally perfect timing. It is so insane. But they're called the Greeley Griswolds, and long story short, they put over 250,000 lights on and around their house for Christmas, and it's all connected to music. And they have thousands and thousands of people from around that area visit their house every single holiday season, from Thanksgiving to New Year's Day, to watch this light show on their home. I have never heard of it before in my life. You guys, I grew up not 15 minutes away from Greeley, this town, in a little town called Alt, Colorado. But I'd never heard of it. Never, not once. This is the power of marketing. This is the power of blogging, the power of emailing your list. And I happened to be close to Greeley at my parents' house for the holidays, and they just highlighted it because, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell does this have to do with a real estate company? Nothing. Seemingly nothing, right? They highlighted it, and here's how they tied it in. They highlighted it because obviously they do this to their home. They talked about the neighborhood and how the neighbors react. They're amazing, by the way, and how they've been doing it for the last 20 years. And then here's how they tied it up in a little bow and related it to real estate. At the end of that blog post, they shared the average cost of homes in Greeley, the types of neighborhoods that are in Greeley, how much you would spend if you want to be part of this super festive, amazing neighborhood. Boom. Human interest tied in with real estate information. It was like the cream of the crop when it comes to blogging. You would think that when I signed up to be on this email list and to be involved with this real estate company, that seemingly has literally squat to do with real estate, but has everything to do with real estate. And whoever wrote that made that so beautifully. It's human interest. It's an activity that people can go and do. And then they directly tied it in to to the clients that they have on their list. That's me. Guess who went to see that light show twice while I was at my parents' house over the holidays? That's right. Your girl, Kinsey. And I would have never known about it were it not for this email list, were it not for them writing this blog post. So here's my point with this. This is why I'm their number one fan now. It's not because I love marketing and I see what you're doing, CE Shop. I see you. But it's because I am so happy with the way they have served me as a customer. So when somebody asks me in the future, if they want to know about anything about real estate, who do you think I'm going to refer them to? That's right, this company. If anybody ever asks me, who should I go through to get my real estate license? Guess who I'm going to refer them to? That's right, this company. All day long. They operate in all 50 states. All day long, every single day. I don't care if it's somebody through this podcast, in my day-to-day life, in the Venue podcast, the other podcast I host. If any person ever asks me about getting their real estate license, they will be sent directly to this place, because not only have I had an amazing experience with them, obviously as a student, completely outside of this blog post, but I know what they are doing on the back end to create an experience for the people who are their clients and their customers, to make sure we have well-rounded information. I'm their number one fan. That is the long-term goldmine of long-form content. Like I said, they have no idea I'm posting this podcast. They have no idea who I am. I am just a feather in their cap, right? But I will refer them till the cows come home. And it's because of this one blog post. I'm never going to forget them because of this experience. Now, here's the kicker. I did a few bell dings, right? Here's the kicker. I would have never known about that blog post had they not had an email list. Can you guys hear my dog sneezing in the background? I'm sorry. Had they not had an email list and sent me an email recapping their blog posts for the week. Recapping their blog posts for the week. Do not talk to me about how email lists are not valuable for wedding business professionals. You know what my clients and you guys like to tell me all the time? You love to talk about how, our clients filter themselves out because they're only with us for a year. And so I don't want to send them stuff that they don't want to get. I got a really cool piece of information for you. It's called the unsubscribe button. They can use it anytime they want to, so let them self-select for that. If I don't want to receive garbage emails from this real estate company, I'm just going to unsubscribe because I'm a 33-year-old adult. But that's not the case, because they are sending me relevant, timely, helpful, and valuable information. Most of us are not sending that kind of information, and that's why it's a problem. But I'm not unsubscribing, right? So don't assign behaviors to your clients. If this real estate company thought that, if they were like, ooh, we don't want to send a blog recap to our list because, who knows? We don't know what they're doing right now. They're going to expire. She's almost done with her course, so maybe she doesn't want this. No, they just send that shit. And that's what you need to do this year too. That's what I'm going to do. That's what you need to do. You guys, this story is so simple, but I share it with you to help you understand that you do not have to write or share the next great American novel. That is not the point of content. The point of content is to be helpful, timely, relevant, realistic, and educational. Make your potential clients think they are missing out on something. I feel like I'm part of the most modern, well-marketed real estate company in the country. That's how I feel, because it's not just this one blog post, but this is the example I wanted to share with you because it's the holidays and it just happened to me. So it's top of mind. I'll share something else if it happens again with the same company. But that's the point of creating content. You don't have to be the next great American novelist. That's not the point. The point is to get out there and serve people who are going to find you in a timely, relevant way. There are themes for kind of each month of the year, and this is well documented, and a lot of research and a lot of big wedding blogs will tell you this. There's themes throughout every single month in the year when it comes to the wedding industry. It's kind of like the general collective idea that our clients are searching for certain things at certain times of the year. So we all know between Thanksgiving and February 14th, that's mainly engagement season, right? So people are looking for their venues, their wedding planners. They're kind of just starting to pin their pins. They're excited. You know what I mean? Those are those early stages. Then we get into booking season. Those are different themes. Every single month of the year has a couple of themes, and you should be creating content around those themes so that you have the best chance of being found when your potential clients are searching for those items. Wed Content 365 in the marketing shop on shecreatesbusinesspodcast.com has a list of these themes in it. So you can look at this and just say, it's January. All of our potential clients are looking for XYZ, or it's March. All of our potential clients are looking for ABC. Let me give you some examples. I'm going to pull up my calendar because do I use my own stuff? Yes, I do. And here's the thing, you guys, I live and breathe this stuff, but I'm not going to remember the themes every single year. That's, it's not my thing. Let's talk about like June. Here's a theme that you can do in June. Wedding season. It's wedding season and it's wedding attending season. So what are people looking for during wedding season and wedding attending season? It's also Pride Month. It's summer, vacations. So those are the themes that people are searching for when it comes to the wedding industry. So what kind of content can you create around those themes? Now listen, don't sit here and get in your head and say, but Kinsey, I'm a calligrapher. I can't write about vacations. Come on. That is so narrow-minded. I know you can, and I know you can relate it to your business. You have to start thinking outside of the box. You really need to start getting conceptual with this kind of thing. It's like when my clients are like, okay, I want to use this resource, but are every single prompt related directly to my rental business? No. The answer to that is no. Why would they be? I'm not a rental company. But that's not the point. You're asking the wrong question. The question is, do you have consistent, helpful, valuable, relevant, and timely content? And do you have anything like this to help you? If the answer is no, you need this. Yeah? So ask the right questions. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you understand what I was trying to share. If you have any questions, please come to Instagram and hit me up. I am at She Creates Business. I love talking about this kind of stuff. I want you to have a really strong and solid business in 2021 and beyond. And listen, when you create kind of these long-term pillar content funnels, they will come back to you tenfold. And this is such a classic example of how that works. The CE Shop, this real estate company that I'm talking about, they don't know Kinsey Roberts. They have no idea who I am, but I'm their number one fan now, and I'm going to refer the shit out of them. I don't know why I'm cussing so much on this episode, you guys. Sorry. Just excited. And that's good and it's all because they took the time to create relevant, timely, valuable educational content for me. Yeah. So that's what I want for you. Couple of tips as we head into the new year. Here's a few quick wins you can get before January 1st as you listen to this podcast episode. Go ahead and head to your website and change the copyright, all rights reserved year on your website. I already changed mine to 2021. If you haven't, go ahead and do that right now. That's fancy, right? And then the other thing I wanted to tell you is if you do have blog posts, if you have content right now, go ahead and create 1 or 2 new pins for every single blog post and upload those into Tailwind really quickly. Just brand new designs. You don't have to write anything new. All you have to do is create 1 or 2 new Pinterest pins for every single piece of content that you currently have on your website and upload those to Pinterest and let me know when you're done. I don't care if you have 20 blog posts. I don't care if you have 2, 5, 6, 57. If you have 57, don't do it for everyone, but do it for like your most recent 10 blog posts. You'd have 20 new pins going out on Pinterest. And here's something interesting that's happening to me right now on Pinterest, and I'll share this more in an episode upcoming. But we dropped these are vanity metrics, so it's not a big deal, but it's nice to kind of have a foundational number, and it's a good point to this story. We were at about 423,000 views a month on Vista View Events' Pinterest page. And now we dropped about 100,000 views per month. We're about at like 322,000, which feels like, oh my goodness, that's a lot. But guess what? I was looking at my analytics in Squarespace. And here's the key, you guys. I was looking at my analytics in Squarespace, and guess what just passed Facebook and Instagram as the number 2 referrer of traffic to my website, behind search and SEO is always number 1. But guess who's number 2? Pinterest. So we dropped in monthly viewers, but we increased in actual traffic to our website. That is so interesting to me. And it's also a good 2 points there. Don't give up. Keep going. If you haven't seen results from Pinterest, that's okay. It takes 6 months to a year. And number 2, don't let vanity metrics stop you. When I dropped 100,000 views a month, I was feeling real down on myself. And then I had to dig into the actual numbers on my website, and I was like, oh my goodness. But they're now the number 2 referrer of actual traffic that's converting. So holla at your girl. Anyway, I just wanted to share that quick story. So go out, get some quick wins, change the year on your website at the bottom. The copyright, all rights reserved, little link there in the footer, and create a pin or 2 for all of the blog posts that you have, or at least the top 10 blog posts that you have, and get those loaded up to Tailwind so that you're coming out with new content, which Pinterest loves, in the new year. I love you guys. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for supporting She Creates Business. Hugs to you, your families, your friends. We're going to have a great 2021, and I will see you on the other side.
Thank you so much for listening to She Creates Business. Please take a minute and head to iTunes to leave an honest review so we can help more wedding pros find the show.